So I wanted to talk a little bit about Metal Gear, and some other things. I'm not entirely sure all the things that I'll cover in this video. But before I get on to Metal Gear, I'm actually going to change the channel name. Because the SVET part was just so that it was pretty obvious that I was part of SVET Gaming. If you didn't know, like, the actual PSN name, because I get referred to as Dog by all the other SVET Gaming members, my actual online ID is DogDog10, as you can see in the corner up there. It shows, you know, your online ID when you play Destiny, of course. So that's what you would see above my head when if you spotted me, you know, in a game. Anyway, I'm going to change the channel name from Shadowz Wolf to Shadowz Wolf. You might be like, yeah, because it's just the word shadow with the Z attached to the end of it, and then wolf. So the wolf part stays the same. But that's pretty much originally what it was going to be called, but I just named it Shadowz Wolf at first, so that it would be pretty obvious that I was part of it. And I'm still part of SVET Gaming, of course. It's just now, I'm getting a more independent name. Pretty much. I would do something on how I met SVET, you know, the people of SVET Gaming, but it's not even an interesting story. Like, it's just something that kind of happened. Like, basically, all that happened is I was playing Battlefield 4, and then Toxic Russian was in the game, and I joined the squad basically. And then we played, we had a good match, and sent me a friend request. Basically. After that, we didn't really play much until, like, probably, like, almost 3 months later is when I played with Toxic again after I first met him. I was like, I came back, because he did mention something about the YouTube channel. I'm like, didn't you say you had a YouTube channel? But it was more about playing, Battlefield or something. That was pretty fun. But I was curious as to what it was called because I wanted to check out some of the stuff. I thought it was pretty funny. Anyway, started having fun, hanging out with them almost all the time in game. Of course. And before I knew it, I was part of SVET Gaming myself. In fact, I'm basically the first person in SVET Gaming that actually doesn't live in the same area as all of them. Opposite sides of the entire country we live on. I was actually the 6th member of SVET Gaming as well. Like, there was basically 5 as soon as it started, and basically, the SVET Gaming and my channel were started for literally the exact same reason. Like, SVET Gaming, they started that so that they could, you know, they'd play games, they have some funny moments, and some entertaining moments, and then they record it, basically, so that they can remember that moment. That's what my channel's about. You play a game, you have some fun moments, you record it, so that you can remember that moment, and then anyone else who decides to watch the video is, free to do it, basically. And that will stay the same whether I have 1 subscriber or 1,000,000 subscribers. I'm not expecting 1,000,000 subscribers. I'm definitely not expecting that one. Like, the most I get probably be 100, but I'm fine with that. I'm pretty pleased that I even got 1. I mean, like I said, I got 1 subscriber before I ever even, like, made a video. And that guy was a YouTuber by the name of True Knight Rider. I'm not sure if he still makes videos. I'll probably check it out, since, you know, Yeah, they did. I'm not sure if, like I said, I'm not sure if they still do videos, but they do or did Minecraft videos. I'll probably see what they're up to after I finish this, I guess. But yeah, back to Metal Gear now. Metal Gear is always like I like to play stealthy and stuff, so that's one of the reasons why I like Metal Gear a lot, because stealth is my playstyle, so I get to do my playstyle, and that's what the game's all about. But I also thought it was like super interesting, because it has a really good story, but it was the only shooter that I've ever seen where you're actually able to go non-lethal, so I thought that was really cool, pretty much.
This could be good.
And just played it, enjoyed the story, went non-lethal, got a bunch of S ranks and things, and then there was a bunch of like unlocks and things you could get, like a bunch of cool unlocks, like a stealth camera and things. But you had to do like very, very special things to get a lot of things in the older Metal Gear. I really liked the older Metal Gears. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I still like the newer one. Like, I think all of them are really good. Like, all of them are at least an 8 out, or at least a 7 out of 10, not an 8 out of 10. I think every Metal Gear game is at least a 7 out of 10. Even the ones, well, I haven't seen all of the ones that don't feature Snake. I think there was only one, maybe 2 Metal Gears that you're not actually playing as Snake. Yeah, I'm just gonna say 2 because Metal Gear Solid 2, I mean, you do get to play it as Snake, but I mean, barely. Like, you only play as Snake for like the first like 30 minutes, and then the rest you're playing as Raiden. So, you can't really call that a game where you played Snake if you only use him for 30 minutes and the rest of the game is Raiden. A lot of people hated that. That's, I mean, I know the story of Metal Gear Solid 2. So, I didn't actually feel like playing through it. I played every single other Metal Gear other than Metal Gear Solid 2 and the one where you play as Cyborg Ninja Raiden. Or Raiden. Which, I'm not sure exactly. I'm pretty sure it's Raiden. Not Raiden. Oh yeah, I forgot I switched it from Envenoms to the one that makes me go through. Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna shoot him like that. Yeah, point blank sniper. You got sneaked.
Keep on.
So yeah, those aspects of Metal Gear were just always pretty good. I thought it was kind of weird though when I played Metal Gear Solid The Phantom Pain because, you know, you played all the other Metal Gears and you expect to fight like kind of like 5 bosses. Like, because all the Metal Gears had like 5 bosses, every single one before. Pretty much. They weren't open world though, like, you know, Metal Gear Solid The Phantom Pain. It's kind of open world, you can roam from any angle. In the previous Metal Gears, it was more linear, so you had a determined path that you were going to go, and you only had certain routes that you could actually like flank and do things like that from. But it worked pretty well, and I was looking a lot like around the community of Metal Gear. And a lot of people really hated the fact that the new one, you know, Phantom Pain, was actually open world. Like, a lot of people, they're just like, I hope there's sections that feel like the original games where, you know, it's just linear and things like that. They definitely had like 1 or 2 missions that were kind of like that. But yeah, I did mention before, one of the reasons why Metal Gear was so iconic is because it was basically, actually not even basically, it was the first stealth game ever. Like, before then, like, stealth in a game wasn't even an idea. Like, it wasn't a thing at all before then. So that's one of the reasons why Metal Gear was so iconic. not to mention, like, a lot of games back in the day had way better storytelling than it is now, because it seems that people are more concerned, like, these days, well, not people, but, production companies are more concerned about, like, looking what their rival's doing, and then trying to best their rival. So sometimes they have to chuck out things from the game that would have made the game a much better game. Like, I mean, Destiny could have been a much better game. In fact, it would have been a much better game. But I don't know exactly the reasons why. It had a different story entirely. But basically, for some reason, the storyline that they had made for it, like, and they worked on the storyline for, like, around 10 years. The original storyline they had made for it, like, for some reason, I think maybe, I don't remember, I think it was Activision. Don't quote me on this. I think it was Activision didn't approve the story. They're like, nope, we're not doing that, make a new one. So they only had like a year to make a new story. So basically, we end up getting this crappy, like, new, well, you can't even call it a story, really. It was kind of just a thing where you go places, you shoot at stuff, and then, you know, you shot at stuff, congratulations. Now that giant orb floating in the sky that for some reason we all worship, and it gave us powers years ago, and made us immortal. Yay, we saved the giant floating ball. And then I thought, okay, we saved the giant floating ball. Maybe it'll look a little bit different. But no, it looks the exact same and it just sits there. Like I thought maybe after we saved the ball, we'd see it. Maybe it would raise up a little bit, or it would go back to orbit. Nope, it just sits there. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. Still, I mean, don't take it as that as me getting on the game. I do quite enjoy the game of Destiny, because, like I said, I'm pretty easy to please. This is a shooter. I have a gun. I can shoot the gun. That's a shooter. Right there. Pretty much. But, I mean, I would eventually get bored of that. It would take a good while, though. A good while. As long as I'm doing something, I'm pretty much entertained. Like, in fact, I one time entertained myself. Well, I shouldn't really put it that way, because then people are going to be like, about it. Anyway, I one time stared at a wall for, like, 3 hours and somehow found it entertaining. I have no idea. It's just weird. Just sitting, staring at a wall, yet I was entertained. Darn it, it's kind of hard to get out of there. They do put, like, I like how they put a lot of these chests in, like, hard to get areas, though, and interesting areas. But, yeah, that's about all I'm gonna say about Metal Gear for now, I guess. So I'm not sure how much time we've got left, but I'll try to tell an interesting story. So, one time, well, not one time, but, kind of one time. Because it only happened once, so I suppose I can't say one time. I'll just say one day, though. One day I was, like, at school, and I got this, like, ridiculously stupid idea. Like, I've literally no idea why I even did it, but basically, me and some friends, we made a bunch of paper airplanes, and then we waited for the clock to say 9/11, and then we screamed 9/11 and chucked paper airplanes everywhere. Well, luckily, I'm pretty sure no one actually noticed that we said anything, and then no one even gave a crap for paper airplanes. Like, it was actually kind of funny though, like where the paper airplanes ended up flying. Like, because around that time we were reading about Anne Frank a little bit. Well, I mean, we already knew about the story and stuff. We were just kind of reading like a play. Like, I think the play was